Yo, what up? This is T Money, and you are now watching the T Money podcast joint with my girl in the building, Ciara Ross.
Hey, hey, hey.
What up, C? What's happening with you?
What up, though?
I see you got the Old Dirty Bastard t-shirt on.
It's only right,
I
because
see-
it only suits and fits the guest that you're getting ready to introduce.
That's
so
right.
I had to represent.
That's right. Saluting Hip Hop 50. And with that being said, I wanted to let you know that we have two very, very important guests on our show, man. The Prime Minister Pete Nice and my man Paradise Gray from Latin Quarters in the Universal Hip Hop Museum. What's happening, baby? What's going on with you guys? That's right, the X-Clan in the building. Let's not forget X-Clan, Latin Quarters, Universal Hip Hop Museum, and Hip Hop Treasures. And what else?
He goes back to 1979, Pete DJ Jones, and he handled the crates for Disco King.
Oh, Jesus. Man, listen.
1970.
Yeah,
That's right. Let me explain
years,
something
huh?
to you. When he said Pete DJ Jones, that just stopped the whole show. Let's rewind then and take it back, because Pete DJ Jones is one of the originators. So let's understand what we're dealing with. Hip hop royalty is at the table. Let's understand. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Clap for that.
Thank you for having us.
What's
It's been
up?
a long time since MTV Raps Daytona Beach.
No question. Listen, because my man Pete Nice was there, and this is when we had great times in the 90s, right?
Right. We were on the show several times.
Yeah.
With Freddie, we went on a fishing boat.
Oh, yeah, with Flav.
Bay with Run,
Right.
and King Son, and rest in peace, Doom.
Right.
We caught a little shark. Run got seasick and had to be taken off almost in an ambulance.
Just so you know, this is Pete. This is Prime Minister Pete Nice from the group Third Base. If we're gonna take it back there, one of the coolest MCs ever, because he had a cane. He was the only MC I know that was rocking a cane.
I was the first to have the cane.
He was the first to have the cane.
Bit the cane.
Right.
In fact, Biggie was injured at the time. We found out on our show, Hip Hop Treasures.
Yeah, it was real.
Episode.
That's when he had the accident. That's why he named the cane.
So he had the full-blown cane. But the thing was, the cane that he had a sword in it. I had one with a sword in it too.
Right.
But that was the one when he was murdered. That's the one that was in the evidence room.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was we tracked down his son CJ, and he had just gotten back that cane from the evidence room that was there for.
Oh yeah, because it was in the truck. Yeah,
exactly.
It was in the truck. Yeah.
So he's gonna loan that to the museum. So that's part of our listen. We have our history as MCs, DJs, producers.
Right.
Like now, we're all into the history and preserving the history that has for a long time been unappreciated. Right?
No question. And let me tell you something. I'm sorry, C. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
No. For those that may not be familiar of exactly the treasures and where they can find the treasures, you guys had several pop-up museums. But let's talk about the Hip Hop Museum, because a lot of people may not be familiar with even what you are mentioning.
Right.
So when did it start? How did it start?
Well, let Dice take that, because he brought me into the project.
Well, I've been working with Rocky Buchanan and others on the board for over 13 years. We had a couple of locations early that we changed our mind about, but we just kept plugging away, kept building the collection, kept collecting incredible people like Pete here and Martha Diaz and Signon Kelly, and just so many incredible people behind the scenes whose names you may not know or see, but it took a ragtag group of rebels to come together to fight against the evil empire, and now we're going to have a hip-hop museum in the BX.
No question. Salute to that.
And
Salute
that
to that.
opens up in 2024, correct?
Late 2024.
Late 24. Like we're hoping there's a soft opening around that time, but I think maybe the beginning of 25, because the entire building is done, which is the biggest part.
It is. It's done already.
Yeah, I mean that is totally done.
So
we got
there are apartments and stuff upstairs, right?
That's all done too. That's not affiliated with the museum.
Oh, it's not.
But we're part of their whole development.
Okay.
So,
right.
52,000 square feet, and at the end of the day, I think there'll be about 32,000 exhibits. Square feet.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so it's a huge project. So we have to fill in the entire history of hip hop
with Hip Hop Treasures, baby.
Okay.
So then me and Dice had this idea that we wanted to do a show more like that American Pickers show, where we go out into the hood. We
and you find
Word Up magazine,
right.
T Money's medallion, and original concept gear.
Right.
So what we did was we ended up hooking up with this company, Pulse Films, who then hooked up with A&E, and next thing you know, we got our own TV show on Saturday nights at 10 o'clock.
That's really
and
cool.
you've also got Ice-T involved in the project.
And LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, right.
And then we brought in Yo-Yo and Cypher Sounds. They're called field collectors. They go out in the field. And me and Paradise kind of go out on the most important personal ones. Like we saw Tara, Biz Marquis' widow.
Right.
We went out to see Sal from the Disco Fever.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
seen
episode.
Sal. I seen Sal's episode.
And
yeah.
then that's with Melly Mel and
Melly Mel,
Scorpio.
right.
So there's some amazing treasures out there in Sal's garage.
And, and from my understanding, there's one particular special episode. I mean, they're all, of course, special in their own way, but there's a particular one that I don't know if it aired yet, but with Coolio.
Yeah, that actually did air. So we had Coolio on. We had Yo-Yo go out to his crib. Coolio's cooking for her, just chilling, and he was very generous. He gave come on, you can't turn down Yo-Yo, right, Dice?
Right.
Like, no, it's the whole thing.
Yo-Yo,
So,
it's
like,
special.
Playing with my
Cypher Sounds would go
yo-yo.
out.
No doubt.
They might loan some to Cypher Sounds, but like everyone's just throwing things. Like Trench is like, take my Grammy, you know. Like, but Coolio actually gave her, to the museum, the lowrider bike that he had on his first tour. Not the one in Fantastic Voyage, but the one that he took on
tour. Yeah.
And then his actual microphone that he and DJ Wino actually did his first 2 albums.
The one with the spoke rims and all that. Yeah,
exactly.
Man.
So that was big. And then for him to pass, I mean, he passed literally weeks after we had him, on the Zoom in our studios. So it was really tragic. And rest in peace,
Salute
Coolio.
to Coolio in the building.
But I mean, he was extremely generous in his estate as well. So
Yes.
I mean, that's the whole thing about the museum. Those who have passed, we preserve the legacy. And even with Biz Markie, another one of our friends that passed. It's weird to be in this situation, but like it's good to be a part of it where we can deliver.
Well, it's supremely important, and salute to Rocky too. Okay, Rocky's been integral in making all this happen, and I told him I went to a gala a couple of weeks ago that you guys did downtown.
That was popping.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was. I mean, honestly, I told Rocky that it was pretty much one of the, if not the most, exciting events.
Right, that caught everybody
of the
off.
summer.
Dan Silk told us that caught everybody off guard.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people were like, yo, where's my invite?
So we fulfilled what LL says now. LL says in the past, hip hop has got the brown paper bag treatment. It's time for hip hop to get the silver platter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. I mean, we talking about leather tablecloths. We talking about all these beautiful aesthetics.
Yep.
The place looked amazing, and it was all based on the hip hop culture, which I salute everybody that had a part of it.
Exactly.
But my point is, it's extremely, the work you guys are doing for the museum and doing it through the show is extremely important because hip hop needs a place where, I mean, everything else has it. I mean, if you talk about rock and roll, they have it. If you're talking about sports has it. You need a place where our legends can go and live infinitum.
Exactly.
You understand?
For the future generation, like that says the line, this isn't a museum for the 100 years, right?
Yes.
What's your line?
Well,
What's your famous
basically,
line?
I say that this is a museum where hip hop goes to live, not where hip hop goes to die and be memorialized.
Right,
it's not
right.
a mausoleum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not just going to preserve the past 50 years, but we're working hard to lay the foundation and platform for the next 50 years.
Right.
And, to let all the young artists that are now out there know that we're not leaving y'all out of this, but we're getting ready to push 100 and bring all the elders together with the youth, together with the casual fan of hip hop, so that anyone with any level of experience can walk in that door and feel at home.
And our goal is to have something on everybody in the history of hip hop. And
Right.
I mean, I think we brought something along.
Oh, you brought some things.
See what
We
you got.
Oh, good.
See
You
so
might,
good
you
as
might
you got.
recognize this. This is a rare flyer.
It's an actual
we
flyer?
acquired, Yep, from our boy Short Shot LaRock, who this was in Master Don's collection.
Oh, Macedon Committee.
And
Yeah.
this
My
is
man
where-
Pebbly Pool in the
This
building.
is where
Yeah.
this guy right here, I think I know that guy.
Oh, wow. Look
Performing
at that.
with Master Don and MC Shy D in
Wow.
Miami.
I remember this show.
Yep.
I remember how cool I was, too. You see this right here? The original concept, myself, Easy G Rockwell, and Dr. Dre performed with Shy D. For those who didn't know who Shy D was, he was real big, one of the first rappers from Atlanta that did anything heavy. And
Right,
Macedon comedian
that's 86,
from the
and that's,
Bronx
you know,
with Pebbly Pool,
Miami
Megatron.
Bass started with the original concept.
Yeah, oh,
you
yeah,
say, right?
that's right.
Knowledge me.
Yeah, no doubt, the Miami bass sound came from original concept, and Luke took that and ran with
But
it.
the crazy thing is Master Don and the Death Committee
the
on
Death,
that as well.
no question. This
Rest
is
in peace,
wow.
Master Don.
What a flyer. So this is going to be in the museum.
Yep,
The
that's
original,
museum.
the
You know,
99.
we also have other stuff like when you hear about, you know, the Cool Herc party, its 50th anniversary.
Right.
But that index card that everyone sees was just like an artistic creation
Right.
that was said. But like we have the real cards. Like this is
Oh wow.
this is the Sedgwick party.
Is that an
October
invite? That's the
19th.
invite for the-
That's the invite for no. There were several parties. Herc even had some
wow.
parties in
Oh, yeah,
1972.
pass that through when you get done.
Yeah,
And-
let me pass it. Let me
Yeah,
pass it around so you can see.
What's
There's
going
your
on?
boy
But this
there.
right here is crazy. This is an actual. And listen, world. See that? That's an actual invite to Sedgwick Avenue, 1620 Sedgwick Avenue, when hip hop first started. This is one of the original.
1520.
It says 16, right? It says 16.
15.
It says 1620 right
No,
here.
that's 15.
Oh, it's a 5?
That's
Okay,
five.
I'm bugging out because I was like 1620. But this is the actual flyer. It was made on an index card for you to come to the party. One of the original parties that started hip hop
Right.
off.
Let's talk about the price. $8.
That was
The good
expensive.
old days.
$8.
That's expensive.
1986.
Wow,
That's-
this is
when
incredible.
we started,
That's-
the parties was
oh, let me
50
see.
cent for women and $1 for dudes.
That's right. Yeah.
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 Born in the wrong era, man.
Ladies' night.
$8,
The
man.
Latin Quarter.
Like, yeah, well, that's
Hey,
we can
For
discuss
the
the
Latin Quarter, you had to pay $100 to get in there.
We can discuss the Latin Quarter. I mean, I used to go to Latin Quarter. Listen, man, salute to you, Paradise. Let me tell you something. Because I used to be at Latin Quarter. You had to be at Latin Quarter. You know, just like we had Maria Davis on. We were talking about how important her showcase was for the culture in New York City. But Latin Quarter was the staple. Latin Quarter was the place to be.
Well, that
if you
was
didn't
the
go,
original showcase.
if you didn't go to places like the Roxy or other places, you had to go. You had to what's the place that was all the way downtown? Not the Quarters, the other
Union
one.
Square.
Union Square.
But that,
You
all
really
that
go-
was temporary,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and the difference between the Latin Quarter and all those other clubs is the Latin Quarter was hip hop first and only dance club.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly correct. I used to go there all the time.
IOU,
JAC.
Are you kidding me? That's the first place I heard Red Alert play my original concept song. I remember being there the night KRS and Melly Mel were going at it. You know what I mean? I remember being in there when Brooklyn was going against Hollis Crew.
Everybody. That was the night of Jackie Wilson.
I used to hang out with Biz in there. You know, Latin Quarters has got a lot of special moments for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's where me and Paradise met.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Lumumba was managing me, and
Oh,
I didn't even
right.
know that Paradise, they were partners, so he was kind
Right.
of managing me as well. But I actually physically met him in the LQ
Oh.
with Stetsasonic.
Right.
The
Yep.
night that Stet was doing one of the earlier shows.
That's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
So talk to us a little more about Hip Hop Treasures and like any future episodes and some of the things you guys are going to be doing in the near future.
Well, you can't have treasures without having Run DMC
Period.
represented.
Wow.
And probably the holy grail of, at least for what we consider, what is the holy grail, Dice? Run
There's a
DMC.
couple where the Run DMC Holy Grail is Jam Master J's
course.
solid gold rope chain with the solid
on, so
gold
wait, hold
Adidas
on.
on
But
it.
that's the one
Did you
that was
get
there
that?
that night.
Did you get that for the museum?
Yes, we did.
Oh wow, man!
And his kids, you know,
I remember
DJ
that.
and Jesse were, you know, first of all, we got to speak to them. Dice got to tell his stories from the LQ days.
and told them about the story of that chain because you mentioned.
Well, tell us a
that
story about the
you
chain
mentioned
at
the
Paradise.
Hollis Crew versus
I was there that night.
50 Cent
I was
in
there.
Fort Greene.
Yeah, yeah.
It was over that gold chain.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 50 Cent tried to snatch it off Jam Master J's neck, but he didn't know it was solid
was
gold.
solid gold.
So he
You
tried to
couldn't pop
snatch
it.
it, and
Right.
it didn't pop.
Right.
Right.
It did. Jay threw a punch, and it was on and
It
cracking,
was
baby.
on and cracking in that joint. It was.
But really, that happened. But the reason why that happened, I was like in the crowd, and Special K and Teddy Ted were throwing out some records. And it
Oh,
really
that's right.
started
I remember-
It
I
really
remember.
started because someone stepped on someone's sneaker, and then there was and then
Oh.
somebody got cut with a razor, and then they saw the opportunity.
But
Like,
Brooklyn was
let's
in
move
there. Brooklyn was
Yeah.
deep. Well, Brooklyn was always deep in the
Yeah,
quarters.
that was a crazy night. I actually ended up running out of the club, and I
Smart
didn't
man.
realize till I spoke to Bowlegged Lou I just remember running out with full force all around me. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna run out with full force, and he said, "Yo, Pete, it was Scott LaRock who grabbed me and the full force, and he was. I didn't even know Scott LaRock was leading us out.
Right.
So I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Latin Quarter is just legendary, and those nights.
That's amazing
this man
that
right
gold
here,
chain.
he was the one
Right.
behind it all. In the back, in the back room.
That's amazing, that gold chain. I remember when Jay got it. He was, the charm itself was a gift from Adidas.
Yep.
So we sent Cypher Sounds out to their crib out in L.A., and he was able to
acquire it, right?
Well, we didn't quite. They're going to loan it to the museum.
They're going to loan
that's like that's like a legacy for their family.
Yeah.
And as well as some of his original early Adidas and some Adidas tracksuits. And it's amazing. And they really represented. And DMC is also on that episode with Hurricane.
Right.
And there were some other treasures out there. Hurricane has Jay's hat as well.
Right. That I know.
So he said he'll loan that to us as well.
Yeah, with DMC, we had DMC on as a guest. DMC is an amazing person.
Yeah. And then there's a surprise. So when you watch that episode, which is coming up, I think in the next week or so, you can check out a real DMC treasure that Hurricane uncovered.
Wow. And I saw you had. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. Here we go again. I saw you had my boy Rico Drayton on your show, aka Flavor Flav.
Forget what. Another one we sent Yo out.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, Flav is incredible, and I know he had some things to donate, didn't he?
There's something that he wears around his neck that was in full effect, and we got a clock, and we got his tuxedo.
Oh, his tux, the white tux.
Yep, the white tux.
Can I tell you a story about the white tux? So this is a true story. Myself, Dr. Dre, Bill Stephanie, former president of Def Jam,
who was at the gala.
Who was at the gala as well. Chuck D, and Keith Shockley, who was a guest on our show, and one of the Bobby Squad members. We were eating in a diner, right? Now this is when Flavor first got that tux. I believe he came from a wedding with it, right? And he had the top hat to match the tux.
Right. He didn't have the top hat.
No,
he didn't survive.
Yeah, so he came into the diner. We were all eating. He came in late. We all sat down, and then we were leaving. Everybody has to pay the bill. And then next thing we know, we couldn't find Flav. Like where'd he go? Right? He just disappeared. So we all left because we was casual. We know we paid our bill, right? But little did we know, Flavor's portion of the bill was not paid, right? For whatever reason, Flavor just said, "I'm not trying to pay." So Dre at this time had this. We was still DJing, so he had this van, this blue van, right? So we got out to the van, and Flavor's hiding in the van with the tux. And the lady's like, "What's your friend? He no pay. He no pays."
Oh my God.
So I was like, "Oh, how are you gonna hide?" You, Flav, with a tuxedo on, with a top hat. You're not hiding, bro. You're sticking out like a sore thumb, bro.
Exactly.
This is not the play.
But that's Flav.
That's Flav. That was back then. That was genius to me. I thought he was like, "I'm out of here." I ate and I'm out.
But through the year, he still kept that up, and even to the point where he's just like so visible. And in this,
let me tell you something. My Flavor's my man. I love that dude to death. We go back. I mean, Pete, as you know, we go back to the radio station in Long Island, WBAU. We go back to that, and we go back to even before that, when we were doing parties in Long Island.
Right.
So Flavor is Spectrum City. When original concept was The Concept,
Right. Actually, we just posted, we have another flyer. We didn't bring it, but it's got The Concept with Chuck as just Chuck E.D.
Chuck E.D.
Enemy
Yeah, I know those flyers. There's plenty of those flyers. Because we used to do
that's the first one that Chuck said.
Well, I can give you more. I have other flies. We'll talk about that.
So speaking of artifacts, is it also true that Biz Marquise, Biz's chain, did Biz give you guys a chain or loan the chain?
What do we got?
Yeah, that's in the exhibit, I
We
believe.
have multiple chains. Biz had a whole collection of truck jewelry that Ciara, his wife, continues to maintain. Also, one of the biggest collection of toys you ever seen in your life.
Really?
Comic books, posters, sports memorabilia, and jerseys, sneakers, Air Force Ones. Ridiculous. Biz
He's
was
got his Jordan
one of the
sneakers.
ultimate collectors.
He had his Ewings still in the box with the receipt from '86 in his basement.
Oh, wow.
And he had all all the mixtapes, jam tapes, going back to his L Brother tape that he said.
Oh, well, the L Brothers,
hip hop,
right.
You know, and when he was rocking in Long Island, Shirley, you know, a lot of like rare tapes that you know where she's gonna let us go through and digitize and add to some collections that we have for the audio history.
We gotta go back and see if we can find you some BAU tapes.
That
we
was
can
incredible.
digitize.
I got one that I taped off BAU when happened where Flav was doing Party in My Pants.
Party in my pants, you're invited. Yep.
I hate sometimes that I mean,
Because
I still have that tape.
you know what was so unique about us at that station? We made our own songs. Like that's a Flav original song.
Public Enemy #1. That was like almost like the promo.
You need the original.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the original actually.
Okay.
Because he uses my name on the original. Because when he did a commercial, he changed some of the names because he wanted to make it for the group, but.
Right.
The promo had people on the station, so you know he said Shaka T Money. Oh yes, and I was in the song. So, but we used to make our own. I mean, we were like, yo, let me tell you. Let me go back a little bit. I'm going to contribute a lot of this stuff to the museum because it's vitally important that our history is always told. But more importantly, it's important to me because Long Island a lot of times gets overlooked. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, Long Island. You look at R.C. LaRock MC, Mike Stroh.
Right.
He did a show with Chuck, and it was like Chucky Sweet. Like, it was like MC Chucky Sweet. And it was 1979 at like a hotel out all the way on Long Island.
Right.
And like, he was from the Bronx. So he came and he said that Chuck gave him a ride back after that. And he still had the flyer, you know. So Chuck, you know, with Spectrum, like going back to like 1979.
Yeah, we worked incredibly hard doing that kind of stuff because you know we had to work twice as hard as what was going on in the Bronx and in Manhattan because you know like we did all our parties out here. We promoted our parties. We had a radio show. We actually got artists. We you know we had the Fat Boys come out. We had a lot of people come out to do shows and to be on the station.
Right. I mean, Spoonie G went out there at the Roosevelt Rink. And all those places.
Absolutely. You know, so our history is immense because we contributed so much. I mean, I'm talking from Chuck to Busta to me and Dre to Bill to
I mean, you know,
Markie,
Biz
Mark, Supreme Force with
Supreme, that's JVC Force. Yeah, no question. Bumping, Freddie Fox. You know,
but the whole story about Biz and how he took Rakim, like which in the documentary, which you've seen, which is incredible, All Up in the Biz by Sasha Jenkins.
Right.
You know, he tells the story how he brought Rakim to Harlem for that MC contest with Mike and Dave.
Right.
It's just like
Mike and
Long
Dave.
Island is
Salute Mike and Dave, by the way, too.
Yeah, you can't.
Great promoters.
And Mike and Dave brought everything out from New York City to Long Island as well. So I mean, Long Island has long history. Strong Island.
Yep.
Is there a particular artifact that is like a must-have that you guys are dying to?
Of those.
But I mean,
which one is
Paradise City is a million
I
of
just
those.
talked about it. Rakim's rhyme book. That is something that we actually know where it is, but we've been on the hunt. So that might be for season 2 on Hip Hop Treasures. And Dice saw it in Pittsburgh and told him that we had located it, but then it kind of like got out of our reach. But we have people working, you know. So but that is like, and it, you know, that's like you see. I know you got Soul with all the scratch outs and the process of him writing like the actual record. So. That's like the holy grail. I mean, for any MC.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rakim said that if anybody finds it, if they can read it,
right, because he was writing the graffiti style.
He
writes, and then
he writes
like
in code.
Yeah, in code.
Oh, wow.
Nice
That makes it special.
Yep.
Definitely.
That makes it even more special because you know it's like it's written in code and it's a story behind that.
Exactly.
Which is,
and we even had Eric B's old girlfriend, Lady L, who they had a couple of kids together as well. Eric, I guess, left some of his stuff over the crib over the years, and when they split up, one of the things that she loaned to us was Eric B. and Rakim's third single, which was called Cosmopolitan Girl, which never was released. We have the master tape, which we might get DXT to, you know, bake it, and we got to get Eric and Rakim's. Eric B. is on the board at the museum, so So like we're hoping that with maybe some sort of program or educational program at the museum, we could unveil like that record. I know Lady L was singing the hook on it. So
that's
I always thought it could be like Mahogany, like the original version of that, but I don't think it is. I think it's, I mean, like that's the thing. We've never heard it. No one's heard it. Eric hasn't commented on it. So
wow.
So that those are the types of like hidden gems and we also have a hidden gems show that's on after our show.
Oh, really?
As well, where we like talk about the actual episode.
That's great,
15
man.
minutes after the shows. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like
Cypher Sound.
Cypher Sound's a comedian, but he found out that Dice is like an amateur comedian from being at the
So it
LQ. Like, you know, he's got some jokes.
Okay.
Well, you mentioned Biggie, so you know you have to also supply the Tupac fans.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any artifacts from him?
I was lucky enough. Tupac was on the first tour that we were on with Kane, with Digital Underground. So
That's right.
I have a couple of pictures of Daddy Rich giving Tupac a haircut in my bathroom. But I have an IOU from Tupac because I used to keep him going. Like, like he wasn't getting enough per diem, so we hit him off with $100 in per diem, buy him some Whoppers. Like, we kept him fed. And, he would do anything for us. He would help carry our equipment. Like, nicest, most innocent kid at that point. And it just shows you how in a short period of time then he did Juice, he started living
Differently.
differently. And I think he got caught up in, just all the hype. But like so for Tupac, we have early Tupac material, and we also have a relationship with the Tupac estate. Like Paradise he can tell you what the ultimate artifact he has on Tupac.
Yeah, I have footage of Tupac going to a high school tour with X-Clan in early 1990. When Tupac was wearing a homemade
Tupacalypse.
Digital Underground Reebok jacket.
Yeah, he had the Tupacalypse like early.
He said homemade? Dice, you said it's homemade?
homemade.
Yeah, it was a Reebok jacket that
he
he flipped and turned into a Digital Underground jacket.
Oh, heck no. That's
and
crazy.
Also, Professor X's father, Sonny Carson, was with us also.
Oh, that's deep.
There's footage
That's
of
deep.
Tupac walking with Sonny and talking with X-Clan
That's
in the
deep.
high school.
That's deep.
And as a matter of fact, the footage was featured in the Dear Mama
Okay.
documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the
And like
first
the class that he
show.
was speaking to, no one knew who he was.
Right,
It was
right.
I
like
saw
before-
that. He was
Yeah,
very
that
powerful. That was
Yeah, that's my
That was
footage.
his-
good.
I'm in that
Really?
footage. Yeah, I'm standing right there next to Tupac.
Ow.
Exactly.
So but with that being said, I mean, I know this Hip Hop 50 thing happened. A lot of people that are not part of the East Coast energy and the origins of it, I don't want to say they were complaining, but they had their viewpoint as it relates to how it was conducted, because they felt that they were left out. The South, a lot of the West Coast artists. What is the Hip Hop Museum looking to do as it relates to the hip hop artists that were outside of the Eastern region?
Well, one thing we did on the day of the 11th was we unveiled the windows on the side of the building. So
Yeah, I saw that. That was dope.
we put
yeah.
together a committee of some of the well-known photographers, Glenn Friedman,
Glenn, yeah.
Baron Claiborne, who shot the Biggie crown.
Yeah.
So they picked iconic images, and everybody voted on it. It was,
okay.
a pretty democratic process,
Yeah,
as
so
much as it could be. But Kendrick Lamar is one of the artists up there. So
This is very true.
We're embracing all of hip hop. Right now, we have in a storage facility in Jersey the entire Skateland collection from Compton with all of the posters. One of our friends collected and acquired the entire collection with the signs from in Skateland,
Right.
the turntables, the satin jackets, everything. So like we're out there, and we know that we have to tell the story of every region.
Yeah.
And,
Everywhere.
right,
Everywhere.
everywhere, even internationally. as well.
Internationally, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. And but to some people I heard that Luke Skywalker was having a problem.
Yeah, he went viral and he said
what are they
something.
supposed to do? Shit what your mama gave you at Yankee Stadium? Come on, man.
Come on.
Well, they
I mean,
could
what
have.
song? What song? Was
They could have.
Snoop was there.
But I mean, you
Ice
got
Cube was
Lil
there.
Wayne,
Lil
you know what I'm
Wayne
saying?
was
So
there.
I think
T.I. was there. Trina was there. I mean, come on. Everything ain't for everybody.
I just think everybody felt that it. Well, not everybody. I'm sorry.
Everything
Maybe I
ain't for
shouldn't say that.
everybody.
But it's just
And-
thing that they felt. But let me tell you. I
And the
just
show
think
was from 6:00 at night to 2:30 in the morning.
we totally get it.
We got Paradise excited.
I know.
here.
Look at him. He
Yeah,
just jumped
I
up.
want you,
Dice,
Mr.
we're
Paradise.
we're actually going to be interviewing Luke. We're going
Now
on
maybe we'll do a Jerry Lewis telethon and put everybody in it. But come on, man.
But I'm just telling you what people were saying. So this is why I was making it.
I'm just saying, come on, son.
But listen, we know the museum is going to actually reach out to all these reasons. I'm quite sure you're going to have to. But my point is, everybody had made mention to it. I just wanted to know
can I say
where
something
you guys were
in hip hop. Can you do anything without everyone that hasn't been included complaining?
Yep.
You can never do that.
Exactly.
You can never do that.
But
Period.
it's so big. And
Let me
so
tell you something,
bad
because
now.
there's so many people. There's so many people that actually have contributed to this music.
Period.
You know that it's going to take you a lifetime to put everybody in the museum.
And the thing that bothers me about this, like, most people that complain haven't came up with $1 toward the museum, nor one artifact. And they expect you to tell their story and have their artifacts. Like, if you don't give it to us, where the hell do you think we're going to get it from? One artist that I'm not going to mention.
We still have gotten it.
We do, but one artist I'm not going to mention.
Somebody
he said, oh, y'all got a big picture of the Cold Crush and a big picture of the Furious 5 up there. Where's our big picture on the wall? I said, do you have one? He said, no.
So
do you know anyone that has one? No. So I'm supposed to get in a time machine, go back 40, 50 years and take a picture of you and put it on the wall. I don't understand that.
We don't have that type of time, sir.
No, we don't. We don't have that type of time. Listen to me. You can't complain.
If you want me to have it,
Give it.
dig it up and give it to me.
Listen to me. You can't complain about it if you don't have it. So let's understand that. But moving forward, so I'm very happy that you guys are here today to talk about the museum and more importantly, talk about Hip Hop Treasures, man. Where can you tell the audience where they can watch it?
Yeah, Hip Hop Treasures on every Saturday night at 10 p.m. And then the after show is on demand, and it's on A&E Network, which is cable, but also streaming on Hulu. And I think you get it on YouTube too. I think it's like $1.99 an episode.
Oh, you got to pay for it.
That's the only place you got to pay for it. Well, obviously you have cable, you're paying for it.
Right.
But so we got season 1. Hopefully it's been successful. People love the show, and hopefully we get a season 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we have to track down those MTV Raps.
Yeah, we're gonna do something.
I know
with that.
Freddie had a couple of things that he sold.
I think I got somebody I'm gonna link you up with where you can get mad stuff. You know, I almost had the backboard, the rim. But I think Ted took
Rest
it.
in peace,
yeah, Ted took it.
So,
but I have other stuff in the show. We'll talk about it. You know, because we definitely got to do that.
And with being on, your show, our history on Def Jam, but also MTV Raps, blew up hip hop to a point that nothing had done before.
Yeah.
And we just had a pop-up exhibition in the Bronx, like across the street from the real building. We had about 2,500 square feet. I think we won a couple of awards this year. Like Fast Company picked it as one of the best interactive exhibits in the country.
Yeah.
But we had this company called Collab NYC, and you saw it with your own eyes. They recreated the whole set and the back.
Yeah, it was incredible, and I thank you guys. You guys did a great job with that, man. To be quite honest with you, because me and Ed came. Well, I came by myself first,
and then
before it was built, and spoke to Rocky. I don't know if you were there the first day. Yeah, you were there the first time I came, and then I saw Dice was there. I hadn't seen Dice in decades, but he was outside chilling. And it was dope. And I still have the picture where I was holding up the MTV Rap sign.
Well, that's actually while we were installing it. So you were there that day.
Right.
So you got to hold that.
It was incredible. And then when I went back with Ed, and he saw everything, he was very, very, very pleased.
Exactly.
So I'm thrifting with anticipation on how we can make that whole scene happen across the street. You know what I mean?
And interact with all the content that you have on your MTV Raps.
Right.
Like we had a video monitor running like every Kane doing his freestyle with Biz just on a loop. And you just think about getting access to all that history. You got NWA on the back on the
when they went out there with Fab. Yeah.
So.
But that was cool, man. It was straight up in Compton in the truck, which was crazy, But I'm sorry, go ahead, see.
I'm just listening to the reminisce.
I need to see the footage of the Booyah tribe.
Yeah,
they went to the gym with Fab Five Freddy.
They got that Fab. They got that with Fab. They got all that.
They came to New York. Hey, the Booyah tribe shut down like 4 or 5 hot dog stands.
Wow.
On Times Square, just bought all the hot dogs.
That's crazy.
And they shut down a McDonald's, bro.
You're talking to the mic.
They're talking to the mic.
Have you ever heard of a crew of people going in a McDonald's and eating so much food that they shut it down?
Yeah, I've seen that before, but not a crew. But I've seen one person actually shut it down. I'm not gonna tell you who.
Listen, I know.
I'm not gonna tell you who.
It
He
might have
actually
been Big
ordered.
Pun and Fat Joe.
He actually ordered the. This is when McDonald's didn't have so many things, so many variations of food. I'm talking back when the McDonald's had the one ring going around like this. He ordered the board twice. But that's a whole inside story. But I'll tell you guys at another time.
Wow.
Cool.
I was once in the Hyatt. We were in the Hyatt on Sunset
Right.
and door knock. And this is that time we had like the beefs with Hammer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so
Right.
I opened the door and there's this two huge guys and they're like, yo, we booyah. Yo,
That's right.
you ain't dissing us, right? And we're like, nah, man. We love Booyah. Yo, we down with you.
We are
Like,
trying
you're
to
not
affect,
saying
man.
anything about
No
Booyah.
question, sir.
Love.
Like,
Rest in peace to the
down with
Godfather.
Booyah
Love you.
forever.
That's right. No question, bro.
Booyah tried. Those dudes also used to do the security at Skateland in Compton.
Yeah.
So even Dante Ross was telling me like
wow.
they had a shotgun and were escorting Latifah in and out. They paid Latifah in singles. I think like $1,500 in
And
singles.
singles?
Yeah.
Oh wow, now
Yeah.
that's funny.
Oh, you
Yeah,
guys have
that's
some
hip-hop.
stories.
Yeah.
Some
Make it
stories.
rain.
No
Yeah.
question. So, C, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask, how long are the lint artifacts in that particular museum? So, for instance, just in case somebody wanted to come visit in December, but they want to come for this particular, artifact. How long does it stay?
The way that we've been working it, and obviously the museum itself, the big museum isn't open yet, but on the pop-ups we've done, people will loan some material for the length of that exhibition. So
Okay.
if we did a special Tupac exhibition, it would just be for that
Copy.
year. Yeah, or a half
For
year.
whatever length of time it is.
But I think, some of them are going to be long-term, like, 5, 10 year. And other ones, I mean, we want to give back to the artists. So
Right.
we're trying to raise an endowment so the museum can buy a lot of these artifacts so that if, someone who's a pioneer who has some things for their material, who never got paid because they never made a record, but they were important in the foundations of hip-hop, that, they can make some money off of it too and get compensated properly.
And at the same time, have their artifacts and their legacy preserved.
Right.
Interesting.
Right, because there's so many artists who never got. I mean, come on, we're on Def Jam.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
got any
Yeah,
royalties.
on
for
Def
my
Jam,
albums
too.
On Def
Yeah,
Jam.
yeah.
So if that's
Join the
happening
club.
on Def Jam, you can only imagine.
It was, yep.
You know.
It was us. It was the original concept, and we're talking third base, and
We were only the sixth group signed. You guys were like the first.
we were the
five
first
groups ever
five.
signed.
We were the first. Yeah, me. It was Junkyard Band, LL, Beasties, T. La Rock.
Right.
No, T. La Rock, and the
But
original
T-Rock didn't have
concept.
an album out on
Right,
it.
right,
Like,
right,
with
right.
artists
Oh
with
yeah,
albums,
album, but then it was Slick
yeah.
Rick and us. Yeah, no question. But it.
I believe you studied at Columbia, and you studied
Yes,
English.
yes, he did.
Yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
ask him about that. I mean, how did this happen? Okay, well, go ahead.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
I was going to ask him that question, but go ahead.
How? Because pretty much, how did you turn into a hip hop historian? You went. Those are two total different spectrums, sir.
Right. Well, I mean, I was always interested in history, but going to Columbia, like
Mm-hmm.
being an English major, helped with lyrics. You got a lot of words to
Right,
work
right,
with there.
right,
And
right.
but that was also at the time when I was hanging with Paradise and Lumumba at the Latin Quarter. So I remember.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know the Stetsasonic song, Daddy-O says, I'm chilling with Walter and Lumumba in the Aero Star.
Mm-hmm.
So the Aero Star is what these dudes are driving me, dropping me off in my dorm room.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of like sophomore year or whatever.
I love
and that's how, but I think Columbia just in that realm prepared me to, study history and, being part of hip hop history
Mm-hmm.
and, all these stories and all these friends that we have that have these, oral history.
What year was that that you went
That was
to
like
Columbia?
84, 85, 86.
Oh, okay. That was way
Yeah,
way
so-
before Lauren.
yeah, 'cause
Lauren went to school
The first
there.
time I did a show was like 86 with Lumumba at the Empire Inn in Brooklyn.
Right.
It's like there was a little shootout there, so we were the only group
Oh,
to perform,
Empire,
open
yeah,
up
what
for
you
Dana
expect.
Dane,
Right,
yeah,
right.
So, but and that's why the flyers, like we have a flyer exhibit in City Hall right now called 50 Years of Hip Hop Flyers, and the mayor was nice enough to let us put that up there. But these are the foundational documents. That flyer right there tells a lot of stories about you. And Dice has his flyers from the Latin Quarter. He's got flyers where he's DJing for Pete DJ Jones in Pete's Lounge, where he was also sweeping
In
the floors.
1977 and 78.
79
Seven,
is the one that I saw.
78. That's incredible, man.
So I mean, Dice, he's a couple of years older than me, but his hip hop goes back deeper than most people.
Grandmaster Flowers. You know, it goes back to Disco King Mario, who lived in my building, 1715 Bruckner Boulevard, which should be mentioned in the same vein with 1520 Cedric and Cedar.
Right.
You know?
And that's part of the important part of us to represent, and not just even the Bronx, but Queens,
Right.
Manhattan,
Brooklyn.
Long Island,
Long
and Brooklyn. Exactly. You can't leave out.
Yeah, no question, brother.
Mr. Dice, if you had to do it all over again, would you do anything differently?
Hell yeah. I made way more money
Exactly.
because, you know, we just did it because we loved it.
Yeah, you
we
did it
did it
for
because we
love.
did it every day, and we still do it every day because we love it. Because the money still ain't caught up to the work. And you know what? Probably never will on the levels of the work that we have to do. But we got work to do, you know?
Right. And we, with Hip Hop Treasures, because Dice, I mean, we had a relationship with LL as artists on Def Jam, but Dice actually let LL crash at his crib early in his career.
Oh, yeah.
And Dice was the one who brought LL in for Hip Hop Treasures. So
okay.
him and Rock the Bells were a major part of it.
Okay.
And, you know, like moving forward, Dice, tell him what you're working on with LL.
I signed a deal with Rock the Bells and LL to tell my life story as a scripted series.
Congratulations.
That's
LQ
nice.
story in there.
Yeah, beginning with the golden era of hip hop, and we just we're gonna humanize hip hop and rappers like not many things have been able to do by following people home from the club and tell the stories of hip hop beyond rap.
Very good, Dice. Salute to you, bro.
Who's going to play T-Money and the Long Island crew coming in?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But salute to you guys, man. This is hip hop. Listen to me. This is, if we had to put it in a dictionary, we would put Dice right there. See that? Hip hop and his picture right there, because this is it. This is what it is.
And
this
I
is what it's
like
all
once
about.
again, you know, I don't really allow anybody to put me on the pedestal because my life has been wonderful, and it's because of the pioneers, the legends, and the elders before me that, you know, I look tall, but I'm standing on the shoulders of Grandmaster Flowers, you know, DJ Smoke, a.k.a. DJ Smokey, you know, Disco King Mario, Pete DJ Jones, C.C. Howard, you know, DJ Tony Rome, DJ McLeod, DJ Vinnie Vin, a lot of names you'll never heard of. You know, Grand Mixer DXT, you know, the Grand Imperial DJ JC. All of these guys were instrumental in my life. You know what I mean?
Yep, and they put,
as long as I
listen,
breathe air, I'm never going to forget y'all.
my brother, and I respect that. That's exactly why I put you on the pedestal.
DJ
because
Hollywood,
that's
baby.
Humble. That's being humble.
Hollywood, if you could.
Yo, listen, this is T-Money.
AJ.
And that's Ciara Ross.
Hey.
This is my main man, 50 grand, Pete Nice and Paradise Gray in the building. Everybody give him an applause,
And where
please.
can your new fans
Make sure,
find you?
please tell us your fans where they can find you.
You can find me on social media, Instagram, at Paradise Gray. Gray with an A, baby. Come follow me now.
You can pretty much find me on Instagram, Rushtown298. That's most of where
That's
I'm
right.
at. And at the museum, you can, if you have artifacts, you can hit me at pete@uhhm.org or paradise@uhhm.org. And
Yeah.
that's the best way to get to us if you have, you know, something that's a piece of history that you want represented at the museum, and people can still donate.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
No question.
We still need to raise that money.
Bring
to
them
finish
out.
the
Bring them
build-out.
out.
Okay, well, there you
Yes.
go. No question, brother.
Because some people also complain about the government and corporate donations we're getting, and we say to them, we accept Visa, MasterCard, cash,
American Express.
you know,
Roll the
EBT.
Roll the quarter.
We take food stamps. We take the old brown dollars. You know what I mean? We take the big heads, the little heads.
We'll take those singles that Latifah got at Skateland.
They're $1,500 of singles.
Nope.
That's crazy. But yo,
Long as it
Support
don't
it.
jingle.
Put your money where your mouth is.
that's right.
Well,
Support
you
the
ain't
Universal
saying Nathan.
Hip Hop Museum. Support these guys. Support hip hop. Support our culture.
Would
Okay.
this shirt be worthy enough to be in the museum?
Listen, things
can
that are
donate.
created at any time and period become, you know, historic.
That's
So,
right.
We'll work
you know,
on
and
that.
we have Dice's daughter Ciara has a friendship with ODB's kids, and that's why keeping that legacy going as well.
Yep.
That's how a lot of these heirlooms get passed down from generation to generation.
No doubt.
Well, I commend you, or we commend you, sirs, fellas. Thank you.
Why, thank you.
Well, don't
Thank
forget
you.
we're gonna hit him up
Thank
for
you.
yeah,
treasures, the Long Island
No,
treasures.
You're gonna get them from me. Trust me. All right.
Thank you.
T Money in the building. Ciara.
Hey.
The greats right here.
Thank you for having
Pete
us.
Nice, Paradise Gray, spelled with an A.
Don't
Represent,
forget
baby.
to like, share,
And subscribe.
all that.
T Money
Yeah.
Podcast joint. We in the building always. Okay. YouTube 100. Peace, 2 fingers, and we out.
T-Money Podcast joint with